another action-packed episode of Championship Wrestling Television. I'm your host, Matt Rhodes, and today we're going to be talking about a huge event coming to Johnson City, Tennessee. It's less than 1 week from now. It's this Friday night. Championship Wrestling Alliance presents Retribution. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be in Johnson City, Tennessee at the Legion Street Park and Rec Center with an 8 p.m. bell time. We'll talk about the card throughout the program today. The main event is going to be huge as Robbie Cassidy will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Alex Winters. More on that in just a second. The last time we were in Johnson City, we drew the biggest crowd that the Championship Wrestling Alliance has ever drew in that building. The biggest crowd that has been drawn in over 15 years in Johnson City. Coming up this Friday night, we want to set out to break our new record. We want to set another attendance record for the Championship Wrestling Alliance. We want to break a record that hasn't been broken 20 years, or heck, even 30 years for that matter. Come out this Friday night and witness the Championship Wrestling Alliance live in Johnson City and see why we're the best of the best. We've been on fire this year. We started out in Johnson City with House Party. We moved on to Kingsport, Tennessee for the 6th Anniversary Spectacular and the Best of the Best tournament. And last weekend was Bean Station, Tennessee, and a huge night in Bean Station. And just to put it in a short sentence, we left Bean Station, the brand new Bean Station sensation, last Saturday night. We'll have more on that throughout the program. Let's go back to the main event for CWA Retribution coming up this Friday night. Once again, it's going to be high risk. Robbie Cassidy, the World Heavyweight Champion, taking on the only 4-time National Heavyweight Champion in CWA history, Alex Winters. Now, if you tuned in last week, you saw what happened at the Best of the Best. Wrestling fans, we're going to refresh your memories in case you didn't tune in, or in case you haven't bought the DVD, which is available on ChampionshipWrestlingTV.com, by the way. We're going to take a look at some footage from back at the 6th Anniversary Spectacular and the Best of the Best tournament, which took place a couple of weeks ago in Kingsport, Tennessee.
They're scared. We're wanting another shot, one of the three.
And now these guys duking it out. Oh, Lord. Back and forth. Right and left. Oh, my Lord. These guys are just clobbering each other with everything they got. And then Alex laying the right in to Robbie Cassidy. Referee letting a lot of this go. Some close fists there. But, I mean, this is the best of the best finals. I mean, you got to let it go here. And now Robbie backed up into the corner. Reversed it. Look out. Oh, about squashed the referee. Oh, well, never mind. Brandon Cox just got squashed. So much for Brandon.
Wait a second,
Rob's getting in the
Rob,
ring.
What's Rob doing?
He's got a set of brass knuckles. He's got brass knuckles. Is he going to hit Alex with the brass knuckles? He just handed the brass knuckles to Alex Winters.
What in the world?
Rob Knight is.
Oh my God!
Oh my!
Rob Knight just.
Oh my God!
And Robbie Cassidy is out cold.
1, 2, 3.
And that's it.
The winner of the match and the 2010 Best of the Best champion, the Cold, Alex Winters.
That's all we can show you of the footage that took place in the Best of the Best tournament, on the count that the footage was too graphic on what Alex Winters done to Robbie Cassidy. What happened after the footage ended was Alex Winters went out to the announcer's table and picked up one of the ring announcer's microphones, went inside the ring, and attempted to do one of the sickest acts in Championship Wrestling Alliance history, and that was try to gouge the eye out of the World Heavyweight Champion Robbie Cassidy. He took the end of that microphone and repeatedly hit Robbie in the eye, in his left eye, several times, attempting to come very close to slicing half of his eyelid off in what has been labeled by many the sickest act in Championship Wrestling Alliance history. Coming up this Friday night in Johnson City, these guys are going to meet in the ring one-on-one for the World Heavyweight title. It's champion versus champion, but the world title is all that's going to be on the line. This feud has quickly turned into a huge grudge match. You know, usually grudge matches take 2 or 3 months to build up to a lot of hatred. But when a sick act is attempted, like what was attempted a couple of weeks ago in Kingsport, that kind of escalates things a little bit. When somebody tries to poke another one's eye out, that's taking things a little bit too far. Coming up this Friday night in Johnson City, Tennessee, Robbie Cassidy is going into the match with the World Heavyweight title on the line. But I know in Robbie Cassidy's mind, it's not about the world title. It's about one thing. That's retribution.
These real Cash for Gold customers got cold, hard cash fast. What would you do with the cash?
Cash for Gold paid for my Christmas this year.
Gas is expensive. I needed books for college.
I put it in my savings and it makes me feel wonderful.
Need cash fast? Send your unwanted, broken, or mismatched gold jewelry to Cash for Gold, the world's #1 buyer of consumer gold.
It's reliable and it's a great way to turn old gold into cash.
I got over $500.
Cash for Gold is 100% legit.
Call for a free prepaid envelope. Fill it with the items you want to sell and send it to us.
Postage paid, I love that.
We got $60.
I got $197.
Then Cash for Gold gives you 12 full days to decide if you're satisfied, or you get your gold jewelry back.
Cash for Gold bought my gold, my silver, and some semi-precious stones I had.
Cash for Gold paid more than double what other places offered me.
No pawn shop would do that.
Put more cash in your pocket fast with Cash for Gold.
I love extra cash between paychecks.
Call 1-800-989-9074 or go to cash4gold.com and get cash fast.
Folks, in less than 1 week, the Championship Wrestling Alliance will present Retribution in Johnson City, Tennessee at the legendary Legion Street Park and Rec Center with an 8 p.m. bell time. That's a Friday night. Let's not forget that. We're usually there on a Saturday, but mark your calendars for this Friday night upcoming for a huge night of wrestling action in Johnson City. And as always, when the Championship Wrestling Alliance is in town, you know to expect the best of wrestling action. We talked about the main event in the previous segment. It's going to be Alex Winters and Robbie Cassidy for the world title. But also, 2 other title matches have been signed for this Friday night at Retribution in Johnson City. It's going to be OMF Incorporated putting up the World Tag Team titles against probably one of the biggest underdogs in the tag team division, a new tag team, the tag team being Notorious Nick Hammonds and Jeff Baker. These guys won a #1 contenders match in Kingsport, Tennessee a couple of weeks ago in the Golden Circle bonus matches to become the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. You know, this is March Madness. We may see some Cinderella stories in the NCAA tournament, but when we see a Cinderella story in Johnson City this Friday night with the World Tag Team titles on the line, anything's possible. That's why you got to be there in person to see for yourself. Also, we're going to see the television title be defended as Cody Isis puts up the title against a man who hasn't held the television title in 5 years, and that's Tony the Dragon Givens. And Tony is hungry to put Championship Wrestling Alliance gold around his waist once again. He's been world champion, he's been tag team champion, he's held every belt imaginable, and he is eager to put championship gold back around his waist, and he's going to bring his A game for Cody Isis this Friday night in what should be a phenomenal match in Johnson City, Tennessee, Legion Street Parks and Rec Center for CWA Retribution. Speaking of Tony the Dragon Givens, he and Jason Kincaid had a match this past Saturday night in Bean Station, Tennessee. We're going to show you fan cam footage from that match right here today on Championship Wrestling TV. Let's take a look at that match.
Tony back to that side headlock. Now the momentum starting to swing toward the Dragon. Jason Kincaid in the rope. He ducks under. Tony up goes for a hip toss block. Tony hits a hip toss of his own. Followed up once again by the side headlock. Not flashy offensive maneuver, but effective trying to wear Jason Kincaid down. As you see the gift, Jason Kincaid backing Tony up to the corner here. Referee telling him get it out of the corner. Here's an Irish whip to the other side. Jason may be setting it up for that forearm. Oh, he went for it all. He missed it. Tony stepped out of the way. Catches him with a takedown there. And now once again Tony Givens in control. This crowd 100% behind the Dragon here tonight. And Chris Richards has been on his best behavior so far, and that's kind of shocking that he's on his best behavior so far out here, but this match is not over with. As you see right there, Jason Kincaid nearly stole one, but Tony kicks out at 2.5. Once again, here's Tony with there's a 2 count, and Jason gets the shoulder up. These guys here roll each other down with submissions. Right now, Tony looks like he's wearing Jason down, but Jason got out of it, as I said that. And now Jason Kincaid on the advantage. Now takes him over. Tony Givens now not in control. His shoulders are down, 2 count, as he kicks out. And Tony the Dragon Givens has a huge opportunity coming up this Friday night. Here's another and a 2 count. And like I said, Tony Givens has a huge opportunity coming up this Friday night in Johnson City, Tennessee, as the match has been made official. Tony the Dragon Givens will challenge Cody Isis for the television title. That's coming up this Friday night. A huge opportunity for Tony Givens to capture the television championship. Oh, and Jason catches with a shoulder tackle as Tony thought he was getting the offensive momentum going back his way. Jason cuts him off. Jason off the rope. Oh, nice takedown right there. Back to the side headlock by Tony Givens. Referee in good seeing if Jason wants to submit this match. But I don't think Jason Kincaid's going to give up just yet. Jason trying to fight at it. Both men back to a vertical pace. Kincaid going to push Tony into the rope. Pushes him off the rope. Tony off the far side. Up Kincaid. And there you see the involvement. Chris Richards grabbing the right leg of Tony Givens. And Jason Kincaid up the top rope and guillotine Tony Givens' neck across the second rope right there. And what's Kincaid setting up for here? Maybe a slingshot. Yes, sir. Oh, my Lord. Slingshot leg drop from the gift. Jason Kincaid into a this will be the match 1-2. And no, sir, he kicked out at 2.5. Nice offensive maneuver from Kincaid. That slingshot leg drop. That took a lot of athleticism. Here comes the forearm of Jason Kincaid into the clothesline. Very effective. This may be the match on 2.5. And once again, Tony kicks out at 2.5. We know how tough and resilient Tony Givens is. A big moments from Jason Kincaid. And look at this right here. That's painful indeed. Tony Givens now in no man's land. Jason with that submission locked in. Center of the ring. Tony nowhere near the rope. Can he battle out? Listen to this crowd here in Penn Station get behind the Dragon. And Jason Kincaid has got it locked in. He's got it locked in deep too, folks. Looks like Tony's backing out. That never say die attitude. Oh, as soon as I say that, Jason Kincaid drives the knee right between the shoulder blades of Tony Givens. And Tony in agony on the mat, trying to get this crowd behind him. They're chanting, they're clapping on their feet. They want Tony to get up. He does. Tony, couple of elbows right there. Irish rope over the sleep. But Jason takes him over. Nice move to get out of that. Now Tony off the ropes and backbreaker. Now Jason going for the pin. 1, 2 3/4. I thought that was the match. He kicked out and Jason off the ropes. Here it is, 1, 2, that's got to be, no, he kicks out. He kicked out. And Jason Kincaid has showed off his athleticism and his skill in this match. And he still can't put the Dragon away. And the participation are really getting loud now. Tony Givens, they're behind Kingsport's hero, Tony the Dragon Givens. They're trying to wheel him up to his feet. Can he make it up? Right now he's in a predicament. Tony slowly battling to his feet. Can he make it up? Jason still got that submission locked in. And Tony gets into the ropes. And into the corner, both men go. Tony off the ropes. And he catches a right to the face. Tony with a rush of momentum. But got cut off right there. And that's maybe it. 1, 2. Oh, not again. He kicked out. How close was that? When you think he's down for 3, he kicks out at 2.5. Jumping knee drop right there. Nice height right there on that knee drop by Jason Kincaid. And Jason may be going up to the top rope. Looks like he's going to the second rope. Coming off an elbow. They do it 1, 2.5. Again. And how many near falls we're going to have? Jason Kincaid's getting frustrated. You can see the look on his face. He's getting more aggressive by the moment, and Tony Givens just won't die. Chris Richards rallying on his tag team on the outside. These fans are Tony Givens' tag team. They are really getting loud now for the Dragon. Can he that foot, that right across the neck of Tony Givens, the arm being stretched in a way they wasn't meant to be stretched in. And Tony Givens still hanging in there. And Jason Kincaid driving the knee right into the back once again. We saw that just a few moments ago. And Jason Kincaid going back to it again. If it works, I stop. And right now it's working, but Tony he's trying to get to his feet. He's struggling. Can he make it up? He's up to one knee. He's up to his feet. Can he outstrength Jason Kincaid? Side headlock. Tony off the ropes. Jason ducks out. He catches a shoulder tackle. He was trying to duck Tony, but he caught a shoulder for his effort. Somebody just let a helicopter loose in the ring. And Tony Givens took Jason Kincaid down. Both men are down. The referee starts a 10 count. Who gets to their feet first here? Both men are trying to get up. Both men are crawling. Looks like both men are up at the same time. Blocked by Tony. There's another right. And roundhouse. So another one. Sending Jason down to one knee. Irish off reversed. Nice block right there. Tony off the ropes. Side of the head. Tony Givens. Tony said that clothesline. We all know what's next. He's going for the 1, 2. Usually that's the signal for the sleep. Tony kind of match away. These guys have been in the ring for quite some time. These guys are tired. And I know they've blown up. They're going to give it their all for the fans here in Bean Station. Kincaid going for the slingshot. He hits it. Slingshot suplex. 1, 2, and Tony kicks out. I don't think I've ever seen anybody kick out of that. And Jason Kincaid is just wondering, what in the world do I have to do to get out of the way? He's threw everything at him with the kitchen sink here. Now Tony Givens sent hard into the turnbuckle. Kincaid made the forearm again. Kincaid scouted it. He goes up to the top rope. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord, not an electric chair for the top. It couldn't be. Nope. Jason, he 1, 2. Nice maneuver right there as he come off the rope. It almost looked like it would be an electric chair drop at the top. And that wouldn't have been very well for both men. Tony laying face down on the mat. Can he get up to his feet? Jason's up to his feet. And he may be signaling for the end. The Irish corner, Tony up and over. Jason sent in head first. Neck breaker. Tony calling for the 1, 2, and Richards just hit Tony in the head, and the referee didn't see it. Now Tony going straight after Chris Richards, and I know but Jason rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Rolled him up to schoolboy and got the win here on Championship Television. Thanks to Chris Richards. Jason Kincaid victorious here today on Championship Wrestling Television. Wrestling fans, more action to come in just a moment.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll free 1-800-701-0459.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
This Friday night is Championship Wrestling Alliance Retribution in Johnson City, Tennessee, with a huge card at the Legion Street Park and Rec Center. Last time we were there, folks, we broke an attendance record, a personal attendance record for our organization. It was the biggest crowd in 15 years in that building. And you think a year's passed, the big names that's been in that building. We won't start rattling off because I can rattle off legendary names from now to doomsday. But think about all the names that's been there, and we put the biggest crowd in that building in 15 years. We're going to do it again this Friday night, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to top it. Wrestling fans, I'm willing to put every dime I have in my bank account right now on the fact that this Friday night's card is going to be bigger and it's going to be better than House Party 2010. It's going to be worth coming out to. If you live in Elizabethton, if you live in Gray, if you live in the close area around Johnson City, Boones Creek, in that area, come out. It's just right around the corner, 10 minutes away. If you live in Kingsport, you got other options. You can go and you can join the 10 or 15, or you can come and join the hundreds, and I mean hundreds. And if you don't believe it, you can look at the footage from the DVD at House Party 2010, which is available on ChampionshipWrestlingTV.com. Come and join the hundreds of screaming, exciting CWA wrestling fans that come and expect to see nothing but the best of wrestling. Better wrestlers equals better wrestling. This Friday night, it's Retribution in Johnson City with a huge lineup from top to bottom. Let's talk about the main event. We saw what happened earlier in the program. Alex Winters, what he done to Robbie Cassidy and to his eye. The World Heavyweight title is going to be on the line, but I don't think Robbie Cassidy's going to give a tinker's darn about that world title when he walks into that building this Friday night. What he's going to be worried about is getting retribution on Alex Winters. They go one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. Also, the World Tag Team titles will be on the line as OMF Incorporated will defend those tag titles against Nick Hammonds and Jeff Baker. The television title will be on the line as Young Gun Cody Isis will defend the title against the former World Heavyweight Champion Tony the Dragon Givens. Also, grudge match. We're going to see Cole Layton King take on Keith Knox, and we just saw the match just a few moments ago and what Cole Layton King done at the very end of that match to cost Keith Knox a spot in the best of the best tournament. And one thing you don't want to do is piss off a man that's 6'5" and 275 pounds. And I'll tell you what, Keith Knox will be looking to beat Cole Layton King down this Friday night. Chase Owens will take on Thorne for a spot in the Contenders ring. Chase Owens holds the spot as of right now. He puts that spot on the line this Friday night in Johnson City as he takes on Thorne. Can Thorne find his way in the Contenders ring? Can Thorne become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title? Be there this Friday night in Johnson City to find out. Also, this match just added just a few moments ago by the board of directors. Legendary wrestler in this area, Scott Sterling, will be taking on T. Roy Jones. T. Roy something serious Jones, ladies and gentlemen, who made his debut a couple of weeks ago in Kingsport, Tennessee in a triple threat match for the television title. That's going to be exciting. 6 huge matches as we speak right now. We've got 6 more days to go to Retribution, and I know the Championship Wrestling Alliance Commissioner and Board of Directors, they're always looking to add something a little bit more here and add something a little bit more there, because they have got one thing in mind, and that's proving that we're the best of the best, and we're going to prove it again. We proved it a couple of weeks ago. We proved it in January. We proved it last Saturday night in Bean Station. We're going to prove it again this Saturday night. If you want to come be a part of the best of the best, that's the Championship Wrestling Alliance, be there at Legion Street Park and Rec Center this Friday night. Doors open at 7. Everything gets kicked off at 8 o'clock. You don't know what you're missing. If you've never been to a CWA live event and you've been sitting there on the couch watching this program for years and say, hey, one of these days I'm going to get down to the Championship Wrestling Alliance. Make it this one right here that you get up off of that couch and come down to the Parks and Rec Center in Johnson City for a legendary night of wrestling where we will, and I mean we will, shatter the record from last time. Wrestling fans, we are quickly running out of time. We want to thank each and every one of us for joining us here today on Championship Wrestling Television. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We want you to come out this Friday night in Johnson City. We hope you enjoy us live this Friday. If not, we'll see you back here next week. Same time, same place. Championship Wrestling Television, Mountain Empire CWA is your wrestling.